Welcome 2023 Flow into Consciousness. I'm here in Ibiza. It's a little bit cooler today, this morning. So yeah, I'm going to get straight into the practice. Vinyasa flow. Do what you can, honor your body, and just modify. I'll give you a few options to modify. And also, if you can advance the practice, take the poses deeper, then feel free to do that. Just do what you can. Remember, try and practice every day as well if you can. Let's begin in child's pose, toes together. Take the knees wide, drop the forehead just down onto the mat. Let's clear some stones away there. Great. Just let the lower back open, soften. Good. Let the back of the neck be soft. Just with the base of the skull, we're trying to relax these muscles. Feel the forehead just ground deeper into the mat. Tuning into the breath. Notice where the breath's at. Beautiful. Let's make our way through down dog, straight into the downward facing dog here. Step up and down a little bit. Just feeling into the back of the legs. Yeah, remember we try to focus on pressing the heels backwards rather than down. Focus on just pressing them back a little bit. Arches of the feet kind of lift, toes. Just kind of lift the toes up, press the heels back. Breathe into the back of the legs. Nice. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. You're just going to grab the elbows, just hinge forward, fold forward, and just swing a little bit from side to side. Some days it's nice just to be still, just to be hanging still, or you can just move from side to side. Yeah, just tuning into this body. Yeah, just bend the knees a little bit. Press the heels down. Keep the heels grounded. Keep grounded through the heels, but move the hips forward as the knees start to straighten. Yeah. So we get the lower attachments of the hamstrings, not just the upper attachments. Good, and the upper attachment of the calves. Good, then just bend the knees down a little bit. Squat down Malasana. Remember, if this is too much on the knees, this is perfect, or you can sit on a block. Good. Bring the drishti to the fingertips. And then come into a stillness here. Try not to move in the body. Just rest the eyes on one point with a softness to the gaze. Amazing, nice. Slide your hands forward into the cobra, or I call the lumbering cat, with the toes stretched back, knees are on the floor, and the hips are kind of off the floor. You can see they're not on the mat. Arms are straight. I can soften the elbows a little bit and pull the heads of the shoulders, pull them backwards, and then straighten the elbows. Just keep the head nice and neutral. You could even drop the chin down, and that allows you to soften through the belly even more. Just passively letting the body open. Beautiful, nice. And then back here, tuck the toes, stretch out the soles of the feet, and then the chin comes in, and then forward again. Lumbering cat, pouncing cat. Okay, just mobilizing the spine. Okay, there's many ways to practice the Vinyasa yoga. And I personally like to have a little bit of kind of mobility in my practice. It's a bit of more movement due to just the type of body I have. If someone's very, very flexible, sometimes it's more grounding, more holding postures. Someone's a little bit more stiffer or got injuries or stuff. A little bit this mobilizing is very, very good for them. Okay, tuck toes, but ultimately we keep both. We kind of rotate it through each practice. Good. Now you're going to lift your heels to the sky, soften the knees as you look between the hands. and then just walk or step to the front of the mat. Good, halfway lift, feet together or hip width apart. Good, and then just bow forward. Use the fingers to gently bow. The chin comes in. Rise up to standing. Arms right up to the sky. You can gaze straight forward or a little back bend as you gaze to the thumbs. And then hands to the side into Samasthiti. Good, nice. Inhale, reach the arms up into high mountain. Little back bend if it's there. Fold forward on the exhale. Good, halfway lift comes on the inhale. We step back, high plank through low plank on the exhale. Get a little cobra here or up dog, it's up to you. Honor the body, back through down dog, exhale. Always remember you can drop the knees, you can totally miss out the chaturangas. Yeah, you can go straight back to the down dog. Nice, it's up to you, whatever feels right for you. The cobra, up dog, you can mix them. Take a lifting of the heels, softening of the knees, step or walk to the front. Lengthening out the spine, bowing the head and chin down. Rise up to high mountain. And back down to mountain Tadasana Samasthiti. Reach up again, lengthen up through the arms and the side. Spine, lift and bow the head. At the end, chin comes in. Halfway lift. Step back. High plank through to low plank. Drop knees if you need to. Elbows stay in. Up dog or cobra. And then back through downward facing dog. The eyes just dwell to one point. Keeping the eyes steady and still. It's a powerful, powerful, powerful and yet simple way just to bring the mind into concentration. That's what we're trying to do in the practice. Lift the heels, bend the knees, step or jump to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise. Samasthiti, hands down to the side. Bend your knees to Utkatasana, breathe in. Nice, and then just fold forward. Exhale, bow the head, halfway lift, low plank, step or jump. Good, you decide, up dog, cobra. Downward facing dog, step the right foot between your hands, back foot flat. Warrior one, bend the front knee, reach up. Great, low plank, exhale, back to the mat. Breathing in, up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog, left foot forward, warrior one. Good, you can leg a bit straighter. If you can, just bend the knee a bit more. Chaturanga, exhale, all the way back through. Up dog, shoulders back and down, down dog. Eyes are meditating on one point. I call it the Buddha's gaze. Dwelling there. You can hear the wind in the background maybe here. Beautiful fresh day. Take a breath in. Empty. Lift the heels, bend the knees, step jump. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. And back to balance out the body. Utkatasana. Uttanasana, bow your head in. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Breathe in for the up dog. Back through for the down dog, right foot to warrior one. Nice. Let's open up warrior two. Reverse warrior, keep flowing. Chaturanga, exhale, cartwheel through. Breathe in, elbows hug in. Downward facing dog, left foot comes through. Use your hand if you need to get it there. Rise up. Open up. Reverse. Cartwheel. Low push up. Rise up dog. Back through. Downward facing dog. Soft eyes. Press your legs back. Let's take a breath again. Empty the breath all the way out. Lift the heels, bend the knees on an inhale, step or jump forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale in Utkatasana. Samastahiti. Utkatasana. Fold into Uttanasana, we call it. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down. Virabhadrasana. Vira 2. Reverse. And this time Skandasana, back of the mat. Hands to the heart. High Skandasana here. Or fingers down, or keep the hands at the heart for low Skandasana. Grounding the heel. That's it, trying to straighten out the knee but ground the heel. Hamstring, quads are on. Okay, we go to reaching warrior. Reach the arm forward. Good, peel that left shoulder, the back shoulder up towards the sky, gaze over the arm. Nice, and then right hand down to the inside of the foot, to the left arm up and over. Gazing to the palm of the upper hand. Good, bend the front knee a little bit. Nice, take a little half bind here. Or you can come into the full bind. Wrap the right arm around. Good, grab the fingers or the wrist. Good, just bend the front knee a little bit. And then peel the left shoulder up to the sky. Yeah, feel that right hip drawing under very gently. Tailbone. Really good. Spread your toes. Ground your feet. Amazing. We're going to do an easy twist. Left hand will come down. Right arm up high to the sky. Good. Warrior 2. All the way back through. Nice. From there we're going to straighten the front leg. Turn the toes. Option to take hands to waist or interlace your fingers. Breathe in, open the shoulders. Breathe out, fold forward. Great. Yeah, nice. You can bend the knees a little bit. Of course, you can bring your hands to a block or the floor, whatever your body needs, is asking for. Okay, nice. To bring your hands down, take a halfway lift. We're going to come into Gomutasana, so bring your hands to the front, spin all the way around. Yeah. Knees on top, you can sit on a block. You could straighten the knee. Just do what you've got to do to try and access this pose and keep turning to the back of the mat. Left arm over the right knee for a little twist. Amazing, nice. So from there we're going to come back, right arm out to the side, left hand up and over. Keep grounding the left sit bone down. Yeah. Good, we come back up, keep the left arm up, drop the left hand down the back. Option right hand to elbow or right hand down. Lace. Beautiful. Do what feels right. You can use a strap, a towel, whatever you want to do, or the hand up to the elbow. Good, nice. Now from here, the upper knee, the right knee, the top knee presses down, and then that left knee, the lower knee presses back up. It's like they're trying to press into each other, but keep the main pressure of the upper knee going down. Good. And then see if you can broaden the hips a little bit. Keep that action of pressing knees and broadening the hips. Breathe in and then fold forward. You can release the bind in the arms if you want. Keep pressing the upper knee down and the lower knee up. Good. Bring your hands down if you want, like I'm doing. Good. And then again, that same action. Upper knee presses down, lower knee presses up, and the hips are trying to broaden. Nice. Come back up. We're going to spin all the way back round to the straddle. Halfway lift on an inhale, fold forward on the exhale, come all the way up to standing, triangle, right heel in, foot out, reach hand to the shin, ankle, floor, whatever it feels right to you, do that. You can gaze high. Good, stretch the mat with the feet, soften the front knee for a moment, and then externally rotate that thigh. Keep grounding the inner foot, and then just be here, breathe here, feel here. Awesome. Really good. Nice. I'm going to gaze to the front of the mat. Good. I'm going to bring my left hand down into a half moon. Bend my front knee. Half moon. Nice. Good. Option to grab the upper foot or just to keep it released. Good. Keep spinning and rinsing. Breathing. Awesome. Really good. Feel it in your body. Nice. From there, I'm going to bring both feet together and fold forward. Feet together, bow your head down, exhale. Really good. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. And then Samasthiti. Sit back a little bit, squat down. On your toes if you need to, or just heels down and wrap the arms around the knees. Good. Nice. Krobakasana. Okay, so hands come down. I like to turn my hands out slightly. Knees up onto the armpits or the elbows or wherever you can. Fingertips press the mat. Keep the inner hands grounded. Eyes just gaze into the floor. Good. Stay there. 1 foot, 2 feet can come up. Good. You can just tuck tail round through the spine. See where you get to. Stay there, step back, or look forward and jump. Beautiful. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Empty the breath. Inhale. Warrior 2. Reverse. Humble warrior. Peaceful warrior. Skandasana. Hands to heart. You can be here. You can stay here. Or hands down. It just takes pressure off me. You can also lift the heel up in the back foot. It's quite a nice option. Press the heel down. First of all, press the heel down, trying to pull it back, and then trying to straighten the knee so the quad switches on. Turn the foot in and out, and then we go to reaching warrior. Gaze over the palm, lift up. Good, and then hand to the inside arm up and over as you gaze. Good, you feel beautiful stretch through here. Tailbone long to the back heel. And just lifting the pubic bone gently up towards the belly button. Pubic bone being the front of the pelvis. And it's a very gentle lift. Good. It gives us more of an energetic lift. Right hand behind, half bind. Good. Left hand up. If you can, grab the fingers or the wrist. Optional this. And then we breathe. You'll notice we let this often. So you just want to lift the right shoulder up, gaze over the right shoulder, draw the chin into the right shoulder if you want. Good, you'll feel it in your body, but it's good to feel it. Nice. Ground your back foot, spin the heart wide open. Fantastic. You're going to release, take an easy twist, right hand will come down. Good, open up. Warrior 2. Nice, you're going to straighten the leg, turn, interlace your hands the other way around this time. Breathe in, open. Tilt forward. And just bow the head. Arms up and over. Soft eyes. Get an open ear. The 2 keys to the practice, having these soft meditative eyes, Dristi, and the opened ears listening to your breathing, the silence of the breath, of the oceanic sound. Don't strain though, don't strain. Just pay attention, come back, hands down, spin to the front, Gomutasana. Oh, yes. Other side will be different often, so just honour that. Keep twisting to the back, to the left. Good. Nice. Right hand up and over. Press the right sit bone down. Nice. Come back up. Hand to the elbow, or if you can, take it up. Now often the other side's different, so that's okay. Good. Lift up through the spine. Good. Breathe, feel. Good. The upper knee presses down. and the lower knee presses up. Hips broaden, heart spins to the front. Great, you tip forward here. Often the sit bones come up, so stay grounded in the sit bones. If it's too intense, you just release your hands to the floor, to the mat. Keep pressing the upper knee down, lower knee up, broaden the hips. If you don't know how to broaden the hips, just kind of keep working with it. Just keep kind of working it. Good. Fantastic. Come back up again. Good. We're going to spin all the way back round to the straddle. Yeah. Come back up. Triangle. Hips back. Reach forward. Hand comes down. Gaze. Tailbone long. Move the sacrum just above the tailbone. Move it further into the body, the front of the body. In fact, move the whole spine from the tailbone to the base of the skull. The whole spine moves further to the front of the body. Yeah, and you get a beautiful opening through all the little connective muscles of the spine. Good. You're going to bring the gaze down, bend the front knee, right hand to the waist, half moon or any transition you want there. Nice. You're going to stay here or bring the hand up. Grab the foot maybe. Good. Press the pelvis to the side, kick the leg high, or stay in the half moon. Good. If you're in the half moon, remember to extend through the right knee. Reach high, breathe through 2. Both hands down. Step to the front and fold forward. Exhale. Bend your knees a lot. Utkatasana. And then back home, Samastahiti. Feet to hip width, lift up through the spine. Fold forward, empty. Grab the big toes. Lift the spine and then bow. Good, nice. Wrap the fingers around the toes. Keep the thumbs off the floor. Good, now keep pressing big toes down, but try to pull them off the mat as well. Straightening out through the knees if you can. Soft eyes. Fantastic. Good, release the feet. Toe heel the feet together. Roll high. Arms to the sky. Eagle pose. Right arm comes under. Or wrap it around. Nice. Soft eyes. Draw the right hip back. You got it. Through 2. Nice. We're going to go to standing splits. So release all the way through. Hands down. Right leg up. Hand behind the calf if possible. Bow the head down. Standing splits is accessible to everyone. Even if you're here, it's still the same thing. Maybe there. Do what you can. Good. Try and keep the arch of the left foot, the foot that's on the ground, active. Yeah. Nice. And then from there, both feet down. Nice. Good. Rise high. Left arm under. Wrap the left leg around. Eagle pose. Whoop. I'm falling out of the pose. I just have to keep my dristi, even with the dristi steady some days it's really steady, but it's still wobbly, and that's okay. Yeah, just through a full moon in Cancer. Good. All the way through, if anyone's into astrology. Good. I love astrology. I'm not an expert on it, but I love it. I've been going to study it many times, but haven't really got round to studying it in depth. But I really enjoy the teachings of it. Nice. Nice. And then from there, just a few more breaths. Head surrendering, bow. Good. Nice. And then both feet together. Roll high. Woo. Samastahiti, hands back down. Step to the front of the mat. Ground your feet, reach up with the arms. Gaze high. Fold forward, bow the head, chin in. Halfway left. Chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, down dog. You drop to the forearms. Nice. Walk the feet in. Dolphin pose. Good, you can do a three-legged dolphin if you want. Pinchamarasana if you want, if you got it. You can walk there, you can push. The tendency is to collapse forward, push back all the armpits, extend, switch legs. Good, you can always rest if you need to here, but try and see how you go. Come up, balance on the big toe, the right toe. Spread the toes high. Resist collapsing forward, push back. You can let the head drop if you need to. Good, those feet walk a little bit further in. Stay with it for 5. Press your hips towards your hands. Nice. 4. Keep grounding the inner hands down. 3. Push through the armpits. 2. And then drop down to the knees. Slide the arms back. Good. Drop the forehead down. Child's pose, yes. Good, nice. Back up. Press back, down dog. Nice, shift forward. Lower down into Sphinx pose. Relax through the lower back. Lift up through the heart. So again, it's this armpit sort of press here. Pull the elbows back. Good. Remember, any agitation in the lower back, don't agitate it anymore, but don't run from it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Go to a place where you can manage it, like not too deep, but you can still feel it, and then breathe with it. But don't breathe deeply. Just breathe kind of mindfully. Every exhale breath is a kind of a softening, a letting go feeling of it. But you're trying to get to know it. You want to become best friends with it, a relationship with it. You want to heal it. That's how you heal things. Yeah, causing more resistance, throwing fuel on the fire doesn't heal anything. Good. Come up. Lift up, locust pose, extend the knees, lift your chest. Chin in, arms up. Option to stay here or interlace your hands. Good. Option to stay here or reach forward. Chin in, breathe. 3. Nice for 2. And just back down for a moment. Great, nice. So from here we're going to bend the knees. Don't grab the ankles or the feet, but reach the hands back. So we're in kind of in the floor bow, but we've not got the ankles yet. We'll grab them in a minute. Try and lift the knees up. Reach them back, lift your chest, lift your legs. Stay for 5. You've got it. 4. And just stay. 3. You can do this. 2. And then heels come in. Grab the ankles of the feet. Kick back. Lift up. As you inhale, kick up. As you exhale, kick back. Stay strong. Not hard or fighting it. Just stay firm and powerful and supple. 3, 2, yes, and then gently down. Little up dog or cobra. Back through down dog. From down dog, breathe in. Exhale, you're going to step, hop through whatever way you can. Whoop. Bridge pose. You can touch the heels if you want, or whatever feels right. Feet hip width or shoulder width. I like shoulder width for myself. Good. As you exhale, press the lower back down. Inhale, arch the lower back. Exhale, lift up, bridge. Yeah, interlace the arms so you can feel the weight on the shoulders, not on the neck. You breathe, nice. Stay here or up to wheel pose, okay? I'm just going to drop back down to come up to wheel. I reach my arms up, set my hands. Good, I like to come to the crown of the head. Not too much weight in the head, weight still on the hands a little bit. Elbows in, shoulders down. Good, ground your feet, hug the thighs and press up. Wheel, good. Nice, fingertips press, hands push away from each other. Shoulder blades curl in towards the spine, kind of. See what it is for you. Good, lengthen the tail between the knees. Lift your pubic bone a little bit. Nice, and then slowly, gently. Okay, Supta Baddha Konasana. Just take the knees wide. Move the head from side to side a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, just take the knees in. Lift your head up towards the knees. Nice, good. Now you're going to stay there or grab the feet and then let the head drop back down. Happy baby, or just hugging the knees in towards the chest or towards down the sides of the ribs. Okay, as we get this little bit of, it's an opposite action to the spine. So we have to be gentle because we're in full extension. And we just mindfully let the nervous system calm down, quieten down, and come back to what we call homeostasis, balance point. Body's always looking to come into that place. Good, legs up to the sky. Arch the lower back on an inhale. Flatten the lower back, lift head, shoulders up on the exhale. Good, flatten it down on the inhale, arch the lower back. Flatten the lower back down, lift up, 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 up. Good, back down. Arch, flatten, lift, and then back down again. Good. Nice. This time point the toes, hands to the outer thighs. Lift your head and shoulders, hold your legs, hollow body. Stay there or release the arms. Dish the abs in, chin in, point the toes for 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, lift up, 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 cross the legs. Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees, step jump. Oh, nice. Leg across the front. Left leg goes back. Into pigeon. You can do the sort of extended pigeon here. Toes flex, you can stay here. You can come down to sleeping pigeon. Good. You can also take a hold of the back foot if you want to take this one, or you just stay here, breathing here, feeling into it. Nice. Again, the breath drops down the back of the pelvis, up the front of the pelvis on the inhale, and the same on the exhale, down. So there's always that little mini Uddiyana Bandha, we call it. It's always happening in the practice. There's this energy curving, so it's dropping down the back, up the front. Good. The inhale comes down and up, and the exhale goes down and up. So there's always that energetic loop here in the pelvic bowl, which keeps the front body stable. Nice. Switch to the other side. Left leg. Yeah. Nice. We stay here. And the same thing. Breath down the back and then back up. Good. It's a loop. It's a full loop on the inhale and on the exhale. Nice. It's important to stay stable in the core, but not lock the core. If we lock the core, we get into trouble. Our breathing muscles shut down. All our muscles of that stabilize start functioning in different ways. So we want to just keep it really simple, so the breathing muscles can do their breathing, and the postural muscles, the deeper muscles in the body, can do the stabilizing. Yeah. Okay, nice. From there, we're going to bring the back leg forward. Yep. Good. I'm going to take the right leg back into half heroes. Half heroes. You can sit on a block there. Nice. If this doesn't work for your knee, you just come into Janu Shasana. If not, you're in half heroes. Good. I'm going to take a fold. So half hero fold. Reach up and we bow. We bow forward. Bow the head. I love this pose. Really love this pose. It's such a great pose. Again, you might need to lift your hips up, the heels to the outside there. If you have any knee issues, of course, you just got to let that heal. Good, and move towards it. Nice. Come back up. Switch legs. Right leg out. Left foot comes in. It could be this leg that's more open or more challenged. Again, you just work with that. Reach up. And then we fold. Yeah. You bow the head down. You just feel into this body, this present moment. Good, stay present. Yeah, regardless of our natural gifts, come back up. Switch sides, we come into Janu Shasana, so do it again, or other side. Good, reach up, and then so we fold over the left leg. Yeah, regardless of your gifts and your talents, the one thing we need is presence. The presence, we need to be present within ourselves. We need to have a level of non-attachment, not detachment, non-attachment. Not attachment, not detachment, but non-attachment. We're committed, we're in the game, but we're not attached. Yeah. Good, come back up, switch legs. We fold, bow the head. Yeah. Just let the back of the hamstring release. Back of the body release, the knees bend, wherever you're at, just work with that. It's perfect. Great, we come back up. We're going to come into Marisha Asana A, where we come forward. Maybe it's just here you get to, maybe you can wrap it, maybe you can place the chest on top of the left thigh. Whatever it is, it's okay, just work with it. Use the right arm to help you. Good, you can see my right sit bone's off the floor here, so if that's happening, that's perfect. That's kind of the way it is in this pose. Good. Nice. Come back up, switch to the other side. Heel in, reach forward, and then bind if you can, or whatever you can get to. I guarantee you just practice these poses over time, your body will shift. You're opening up the shoulders, the spine, the hamstrings, the hips, the glutes, like everything's getting worked here, and just over time it'll kind of work its way out. Nice. Back up. Right leg over for the twist. Leg can stay straight, or we can bend it around. A little twist, twist, twist. Yep, opening up the spine so we're not slouching. Bringing the hand out this way a little bit can help as well. Good, release, switch to the other side. I like to come back to Dandasana, legs are straight. Good, it just kind of realigns all the fascia, all the connective tissue. Nice little twist. Fantastic. Back to center. One last little pose, double pigeon. We're going to bring the left ankle under the right knee. Right ankle on top. If this is too much, bring it in front. Okay, if you want it on top, bring it on top. Nice. Everyone is a little bit different. Some a lot more different to the others, which is the spice of life. Imagine we were all the same. We could all do the same things, thought the same way. Oh my goodness. It would be kind of boring life. We're all uniquely very different, and our journey in yoga is to assist us, to help us get in touch with our uniqueness, to honour that, regardless of what it is. Step into the power of that, switch to the other side. Nice. Left ankle on top, or whatever side you didn't do. Yeah, this uniqueness of this talent that you have, this gift that you just naturally have, you know, it's just something that it's just, you know, you're not trying to be a mango tree when you're actually an apple tree. You're honoured being an apple tree, don't try and change that. And then you share this gift with the world, which is your purpose. This is the purpose of life, to share your gifts and talents. The meaning of life is to really discover it. And then, of course, your dharma is to remove the obstacles, remove the things, try and move through the things that's stopping you getting to know yourself, your gifts, your talents, and then sharing that. That's your spiritual practice. Good, come back up. Reverse bridge pose, reverse tabletop we call it, or reverse bridge. We're here, here, here. tongue on the roof of the mouth, head drops back. Yeah. Nice Shavasana. Lie down, close your eyes. Please stay here for, as long as you need to. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes if you have it. It's going to be really, really good for you. You've moved, you've got your body upside down, you've put it to the side, you've worked all the different joints, ligaments. Relax the belly. Find the softness, the spaciousness through the throat, forehead. Just be. Nice, and stay here as long as you can, as I said. Nice, I'm going to come up, I'm going to bend my knees, roll to the side to come up. Good. Nice. Just bring your hands to your thighs, close the eyes, tap into that stillness. Been encouraging you to really work on just in a seated practice of stillness. You call it what you want, but just to sit upright and become still for 5 minutes each day, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever time you can do, is profoundly beneficial. Especially if you're in a place where you've got a lot going on, you feel it's not the right time to do it. Now is the time. Bring your hands to your heart, bow to the thumbs. Namaste. Thank you. Here we go, 2023. We're up and going. If you want to learn a little bit more on meditation, I have got a little 6-part series on the top of my website, blairhughes.com. At the top, there's a little, it's free, 6 parts. 6 videos explaining number 6 is pranayama and breathing and meditation, and it just takes you through kind of a 6-step lead into meditation. Really, really powerful. And then the other ones, there's 5 other ones on the asanas. Just a little bit of a breakdown. The videos are only like 15 to 20 minutes long, so they're pretty short. And it's just to give you a bit of more of an insight into it. If you haven't already got it, you can just click on there and it'll take you to these videos. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.